What platform did you affiliate yourself with before the 6 months that you decided to de-affiliate yourself?
Well,
Oops.
Justin,
can you hear me?
What?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I'm hearing you.
Were you a member of the APC before now?
Yeah, I moved over to the APC from the new PDP.
So you do have some, I mean, if your friends were in the APC or, you know, you were a member of the APC, you don't totally lose your friends there, do you? Because your members, the other faction claims that you have been name dropping and that, you know, they believe that you're trying to bully them into submission.
I don't think it's possible. There was a Congress and the people voted for me. I don't think there was anybody. I was the one that had been bullied. I was held hostage for almost 3 days. I could not move because somebody gave misinformation to the police about the constitutional process. I was hunted left, right, and center. But even at that, I was still returned as the candidate that won election as the president of the National Youth Council. So I have been the one that should be complaining about the use of state apparatus to hunt me left, right, and center, and including all the members of the Congress and the members.
Oops. Okay. We will also be interested because, I mean, if somebody is said to have won an election, they claim that they are carrying along over 70 million Nigerian youths. I mean, exactly, and we cannot even put together the Nigerian Youth Council because apparently they only know themselves.
20 chapters out of 37.
Yeah, but
37 chapters were part of that.
So, well, what about the remaining 17? What if they're not a part
what
of
I
this?
would want to know is there a supervising body over the National Youth Council? Who organized the elections? Who put it together?
No, so there's an election committee.
Who put together the election committee?
He talks about those two groups. Are you talking about what, like a ministry supervision?
An oversight? Is there any ministry carrying out oversight?
Ministry of Youth Affairs.
Okay. They talked about when the former minister was there, how he announced someone as the president of the body. The National Youth Council, Marco asked a question about what they've done for Nigerian youth. Is it about politics, or is it about the welfare of the Nigerian youth? I know that they do have a he's there. They do have a Facebook page where they talked about unemployment benefits for Nigerian youth. Now, that was it before the 2011 election. Hello, Ugo. The question I want to ask is, besides who carries out oversight functions over the National Youth Council, of what benefit is the National Youth Council to the Nigerian youth?
I want to let you know that in terms of fulfilling its responsibility in the last 10 years, the council has not done much for Nigerian youth. And that is why when we came on board and sold the message of change to council members who have suffered a lot, they bought into that. And the key issues that we started to talk about was the issue of, first, the council having an act of parliamentary recognition that will give them the needed independence to carry out their activities and be immune from interference from government people. Now we talked about the issue of skill development, that the council should be at the driving force of issues of skill development to ensure that the young ones are able to have skill, to have the resources to carry out that skill, and also for government action to make sure that the product of those their skill, they get reward for it, like putting an import ban on certain product that young one who go into small scale business will be get involved in. We talk about the issue of
if I may come in here, because I do know we're almost out of time. If all these things you say you want to do for they're quite laudable, but so far it looks as if the Youth Council has allowed itself to be used as a political tool for anybody that is in power at any point in time. Is that the situation?
I didn't hear you.
It looks like the National Youth Council has been a political tool in the hands of anyone, any politician that wants to use them. And that looks like what's continuing again, because it looks like all that you and your colleagues are interested in is political power.
Well, I think it's not the situation on the ground. The destruction of the council was high under the Jonathan administration, with political players bringing one candidate or the other, the likes of Henry Wabeze, Shandan, and so on and so on. But this is why the council people has come, and with me they said enough is enough. Never again will the council be a tool in the hands of political machinery.
So why would your colleague accuse you of name dropping? Why would your colleague accuse you of name dropping?
When you say my colleagues, Henry Wabeze is not my colleague because he's even outside the age to be a youth council president. He was born in 1977.
Is Franklin Dede your colleague?
When you talk about my colleagues, all the VYOs and all the state chapters and all the fellow aspirants have no such thing to say about me. But if an outsider is saying that, I think he should not be considered.
I asked the question, is Franklin Dede your colleague?
He cannot be my colleague because as far back as Mina, he was disqualified because of overage. So he doesn't have any business in the youth council. He should tell you the voluntary youth organization he belongs to. I belong to Association of Youth for Humanitarian Service, and that is how council is run. It's not run on an individual basis. And enough of this distortion of facts. I don't know how I blame the last administration that allowed them to start doing all this, but never again would this kind of thing be done to the council, and never again will people use council them to do akara politics. Those things are things of the past.
What was the stipulation for the age group for the NYCN?
Going by the provisions of the Constitution of the NYCN and the National Youth Policy, amended in 2012, is 18 to 35. And if you are not between 18 to 35, you have no business in leadership of the council. And Henry knows that. So why they keep parading themselves and misleading the world? They have no relationship and no business in the council because they are outside the age bracket for them to lead the council. So that alone automatically nullifies them. And that was the reason why his PRO was disqualified in Mina, which was another Congress that another people convened, not even the Henry Congress. So if he had confidence in Henry Congress, what was he doing in Mina, where he was disqualified?
So does it mean that you don't have any questions to answer with the police or DSS? They're not looking for you anymore?
Like I said before, nobody has notified me of any invitation from the SS or the police. If I'm notified and properly addressed, then I can be able to take it up from there, and my lawyers will be there to take it up. And also this morning, my lawyers have filed for enforcement of fundamental human rights so that all this kind of harassment will stop. And as of this minute, the police have not invited me, the SS have not invited me. I believe those things are here safe. But the siege that was carried out in Agra is something I want President Mohamed Buhari to order for a presidential inquiry on how the SS and the police invaded a meeting venue of a Nigerian youth and locked them down for 3 days. I want Mr. President to ask questions on who authorized that invasion of Agra Hotel.
All right, thank you, Ugo. Okay, so there you go. That's the version out there. I haven't heard from both of them, so you can make of it what you will. But let's see what your response is to some of the issues we discussed earlier today. This one coming from Zemo. Zemo talking about the IDPs. To help the government fix the bad roads in your neighborhood, it's even politicized. That's how bad it is, he says.
It's difficult to do anything good. Well, NNPC says if oil is the major source of well, it's talking about NNPC actually. Okay. It's Dunwell who's speaking. If oil is the major source of our revenue, then restructuring the NNPC is paramount.
Razak on the Youth Council. I have never heard of this Youth Council and what they have done to affect the youth of this country since inception.
Well, now you have heard of the Youth Council, Razak.
And what they've done.
And what they've done.
What they're doing.
And what they're about to do, that's right. So there you go. Well, that's the show today. We thank you all for watching. We'll be back tomorrow, as always. I'm Chamberlain Oso.
Well, thank you.
I'm Nel Taibe. Thank you.